Hey everyone. So, happy Monday. I hope you all had a nice weekend. So let's go. There's a few things on the announcements. I just quickly mention my ones. So just a little bit of visibility on OKRs. So the engineering OKRs have been put together. I'm working on drafts for our OKRs, but just to kind of heads up and give you a chance to have a read through. We can talk about these later on in the week as well. And then second one is just a kind of a, again, visibility is that the dev escalation process has been extended. So that now covers release post publishing. So if you have any troubles publishing release posts for any reason, like it probably won't come for us, but just so you know, we can also use this process. There's an MR open as well to also extend the dev escalation process to cover broken master. So we can hopefully use that as well quite soon. Then I'm going to be out on Friday. Skabek.
Just some light reading. There's an epic discussing the container registry auto deployment, and this is kind of required. They want to implement a database, and we want to not be a blocker for their deployments. So for those that are interested, I created a sync meeting for tomorrow. If you want to be a part of that, just let me know and I'll add you to the invite. Alessio, go.
Yeah, light reading. Yeah, sure. And so my point, I was working on some merge requests and I found this YouTube video, and then I realized it was shared today in the Engineering Week in Review. So this is a recording for, it's kind of a discussing the handbook, something like that. There is Eric and all of our distinguished engineer plus, and they are discussing this engineering IC leadership page, which is the one that Jarv and I worked on when we were at the beginning of the IC gearing group. So I mean, it's nice. It's nice to see that this concept are spreading across the company. And yeah, if you want to, it's a long video, but I think it's nice to see. And yeah, that's all. Back to you, Amy.
Do you want to verbalize your question, Jurek?
No, I mean, it's written there. The doc just links to the agenda. I couldn't quickly find anything about it, but maybe I'm blind. And the video is 45 minutes, so I was just wondering if there's like a quick summary of it somewhere.
The link should point to the item in the agenda, but there's the TLDR is just, as I told, is our distinguished engineer plus and Eric that are discussing for archetypes or the type of work that let's say IC leader is engineering IC leader is doing. So it's more about iteration, it's about empowering others, it's about scope of influence, this type. So they're just sharing their thoughts on it.
Yeah, I just found it, like the doc for me, for some reason, it just jumps to the top of the page when I click the link. But for those finding, it's item number 17.
Yeah, it jumps for me. It's funny that. Cool. Thanks for sharing. So on to discussion points. On Wednesday, we have an AMA, so please attend that. What I thought we might use, so the last couple have had some interesting conversations, but we don't get a whole load of questions. But often we've had like a bit of conversation and then some questions come in. So what would you think about us just framing this month's one around coding at scale? And we can just kick off and have a discussion about coding at scale and it, like whatever's interesting to us. So like thinking about some of the incidents we've had maybe, or like talking about rollbacks and what we're doing, but just generally starting to make this more conversational. And then we can invite people in to kind of join us and then just kind of see where that goes. Does that sound like it would be worth trying at least? Like there's no saying how it will turn out, but like, does it seem worth trying?
So what do you have in mind, Amy? So you want to start discussing it, like introducing the topic, or is more if there are no questions, we start discuss. So what's your
No,
mind?
I was thinking of actually framing this one, and so actually putting out the announcement like tomorrow that we have an AMA, and we'll take regular questions, but we're also looking to hold a conversation about coding at scale, and then I'll put together something which has some of that information. So for example, like recent incidents that were, coding at scale issues, or try and frame a little bit about why we're looking at rollbacks and like what's difficult. So everyone loves the idea of rollbacks, but not many people understand why we don't have them yet. So actually trying to just get some things together so people can like look through that beforehand. And then we can like open up the conversation, like, and it can be, it's fine. I think it's totally fine if it's just a conversation between us. And then we'll see where that takes us.
I have a completely different remark. Amy, can you send me an invite to the event? Because it is in the team calendar, but I can't click join there. It shows up in my search, but then Google very helpfully says can't open the event. And if I show the client events, it doesn't show up either. So I don't know what Google is doing.
Cool. Well, have a think about it. What I'll do is I'll put together some stuff. As I say, I'll have to find out how to add you onto that, Yurik. I'll put together some stuff, and like it totally is, if the conversation goes somewhere else, absolutely fine. But I do want people to start being a little bit more conversational about this coding at scale, because I think it will really set up a lot of what we're going to be working on in the future. So we'll see how it goes anyway. Also, if you have any random questions you'd like to bring along to that AMA, obviously it's not just us answering other people's questions. It can be us posing questions, or if we want to talk about anything within the team that we haven't had a chance to discuss, we can also use that time as well. Awesome. Is there anything else to add on to this recording? Oops, that's the wrong button.